Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a quick video about wacky rigging and my favorite way to set up a wacky rig. Wacky rig is probably the most popular technique out there, especially when it comes to pressured situations when the fishing can get a little bit tough. Today I'm going to be showing you exactly, in my opinion, what the best setup is for wacky rigging and how to do it. So let's get started. First things first is the bait itself. I've been doing a lot of experimenting the last couple of years about my favorite stick bait for this. Right now, it is actually the Googan Baits lunker log. My favorite things about this is the weight. It's a little bit heavier than some of the other ones and it casts like a dream. Right now, I think this is the best bait, stick bait out there for skipping under docks. This thing casts just amazing, and if you need to make real long casts too, this thing will just bomb out there. I also really like the wiggle on it. It's got a real nice natural wiggle. Some of the other kind of cheaper options out there just don't quite have the same action. So this is just a really great option. Of course, you can go with the traditional Yamamoto Senko. Does a good job. To me, those get ripped up a little bit too easy compared to this one. And also the Berkley Max Set in general does a good job as well. So my two favorite right now are the Max Set General, and then right now my favorite is the lunker log. Some good color options for you. A little bit cleaner water. I fish a lot of pretty clear water, lakes and rivers. Two best options, in my opinion, are watermelon red flake and green pumpkin blue. Those are two colors that just consistently are getting bit for me all the time. So the bait right here, Googan Baits lunker log. Next, you are going to need your hook. All right, so this is from VMC, the RedLine series. It's the weedless wacky neko hook. The size number 1. Size number 1's important. I think the 1/0's a little bit too big for me, and the size 2 is just a little bit too small for a 5-inch bait. The RedLine series is kind of top of the line product. It's more expensive than some of the other hooks out there in the same category, but to me it's worth it. Your hookup percentage is just amazing. When you get one hooked, that thing is very rarely ever coming off. I can't think of any fish I really lost this summer throwing a wacky rig once they really get it. Next, what you're going to need is from VMC as well. These are their crossover pliers. These came out a couple of years ago. It just completely changed the game when it comes to wacky rigging and just making it easy, and also being able to do a couple different things with which I will get into in a second. The last thing you need is the crossover rings from VMC as well. So when you order these, they give you a few already in the container. But what I prefer to do is to buy my own, because the size 6 or a size 7 is for this 5-inch Senko is my favorite way to go. Probably a 6, but if they don't have a 6, the 7s are good too. 5s just seem to be a little too tight around there and the bait will rip sometimes. I think a 6 or sometimes even a 7 are perfect for this size. So this is the VMC Crossover ring. If you can see, there's a hole at the very top for you to put the hook through horizontal, and then also vertical if you want to change up and neko rig. So that's probably the number one benefit of these things, is just being able to rig them both ways with the same bait and the same crossover ring. So what you're going to do is you're going to get your pliers. You're going to put the ring over the pliers like so, and then when you squeeze on the pliers, they open up like that. And then that's when you can slide your bait in there. So I'm sliding the bait through so I get to where I want it. So around halfway, like there. And then you're just gonna pull it off like that. And then boom, you got your crossover ring right there, right around in the middle. I like to go maybe just like a 1/4 of an inch, not even, closer towards the bigger end. But there it is right there. So if you're doing a traditional weightless wacky, in my opinion, it's way better to rig it horizontal. And before the crossover rings, if you wanted to do that, you had to just go through the plastic, which it works, but you get one, maybe two fish out of that. With this setup, you can get way more than that before the bait gets ripped up, usually, if you are rigging it right. So let's go ahead and put that on there. There's put through the little hole at the top, just like that. As you can see, we've got our wacky setup. Boom, perfect. This thing is amazing around cover. Throw it on some 15-pound braid to 12-pound fluorocarbon leader on a spinning setup, 7-foot medium. And this thing is just, comes through cover really well. Skips around docks, just amazing. You can get this up into some pretty nasty stuff. Right here, this is exactly how you want to rig it if you are going weightless. So let's say you get into a little bit deeper water scenario, or you just want to add a weight on there for whatever reason, and you want to neko rig it. That's what's beautiful about this setup. All you got to do is take the hook out of the hole the way you did it, and you're going to flip it around. Say you put your weight down there to neko rig. You are going to put the hook through the other way. Get that through there. All right. And then now you've got your neko setup, just like that. So you can rig it both ways. That is the big benefit of the crossover rings. Whether you are wacky rigging it or neko rigging it, you can do both with the crossover ring. So there you have it, guys. This is the best way to wacky rig. Hope you enjoyed it.